So if you're someone and you feel like you're settling, whether you're settling in a job, you're settling in a career, you're settling in a relationship, you're settling in a friendship, and you could do a lot better, then I want you to keep on watching. Hi guys, my name is Amari Simone, and I help people all over the world become their best selves. And so through this channel, I'm going to share with you my personal experiences and stories. I'm going to give you key tidbits to help you transform your life. I remember this one particular day, I believe I was 20, either 19 or 20 years old. And I was a server at Chili's. And on this particular morning, everything that could go wrong went wrong, okay? So I moved back home, and for some reason, my mom took my keys, but it was by accident. And so when I was about to leave the house and grab my keys, I realized, I was like, where are my keys? So I called her, and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm just like, I don't understand, how did that happen? I arrived late to work, and mind you, I'm always on time. I ended up having to call an Uber, get to work, and it just was a horrible day. But sometimes on the worst days, you have the best moments. So on this day, I had this table. Long story short, they're like, can we pray for you? And I was like, sure. And then at the end, the person turned and he looked at me and he was like, whatever you do, don't settle. He was like, when you meet your husband, you would know. And this was an older guy. He was an older guy, maybe in his 50s or 60s, and it was a group of them. He just flew in from South Africa, and they were in ministry, and I just felt like that was a sign from God, because everything in my life that could go wrong went wrong, and everything that could go wrong that morning went wrong too. And I was just really in a low period. And so even though I'm 26 years old, I look back at that and I remember, don't settle. This is your sign. Don't settle. Who wants to live their life feeling like they could do better or have better? There is so much inside of you that whatever you want, whatever you desire, it is already here. So if you're in a relationship and you just feel like, oh, I could do more. For example, I had someone come down and visit me, took me out on some of the best dates. And at the end, I was like, something just doesn't feel right. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I was like, something is just not right. Whenever you get that something is just not right, just go with it. Because what happens is when we go against our gut feeling, then when something happens in our life, we want to blame God, and God's like, I didn't have anything to do with that. I told you what was going to happen before. And so just to avoid all of that, just follow the gut instinct that you have inside of you. Also, if you're around someone or you're working a job and you just continue to feel drained, you need to let it go. I'm not saying quit your job right now or today, or I'm not saying maybe leave the person this day, but you need to start focusing on an exit strategy on how I can leave, because you don't want to be around people or be in situations that you're constantly feeling drained. When you're around someone or something, you want to feel energized. You want to feel like, okay, I like this, not, there's something here. I don't know what it is. I feel down every time I hang out with this person, and I don't feel accepted. Go where you are accepted, go where you are loved, and go where you are cherished and valued. So this is your sign. Instead of being fearful of being alone, take time and be intentional on your self-healing, your growth, and whether that's going to the gym or starting that business or whatever it is. This is your time to be intentional with your growth. And so if you need someone to help you, you can always book a clarity call with me. You can just discuss some things that can help you launch into your future. But just like me, on one of the worst days of the worst years of my life, when I felt like I was losing everything and everyone, there was a sign from God, and it came when I least expected it. And that sign was, never settle. And when you meet the right one, you will know. And I feel like that's true, because you'll be led with peace. You'll have peace, you'll be able to rest, and you will feel loved, valued, and cherished. You won't feel drained. You won't feel like there's something here, I can't put my finger on it, but you will feel welcomed. As always, remember, the best is yet to come. Bye guys.